You don't struggle with people because you're too deep. You struggle because your brain never lets you be simple around them. And once you see what it's actually doing, you won't be able to unsee it. You're holding a glass you haven't sipped from in 10 minutes. Someone is talking. You nod at all the right moments, but your eyes drift to the floor for just half a second too long. Part of you is listening, but the other part is busy tracking tone, timing, and exactly how you're being read. You tell yourself to relax, but something in you stays alert, so you leave early. And on the way home, the entire conversation starts replaying in your head all over again. This isn't just about being introverted, it's about what your brain does whenever people are involved. If this feels familiar, stay with me, because the part you think is helping you connect might be the exact reason you can't. You're standing in a room full of people, but something just doesn't click. It feels like you're watching a movie of a life you're supposed to be living rather than actually participating in it. You hold your drink, nodding at all the right times. Amidst the warm lights and the echoes of laughter, you find yourself glancing at your phone even though you know there's no notification waiting for you. The truth is, your brain isn't just taking in the conversation. It's working overtime, scanning, comparing, and predicting every possible reaction from the people around you. Why does a simple social gathering feel like a grueling 12-hour shift? You leave feeling empty because you were never fully there to begin with. You didn't miss the moment. Your brain just never stopped scanning it. And this feeling of being an outsider? It doesn't start at the party. It starts the very moment you open your mouth. You don't just hear what someone says. You hear how they said it, and every possible meaning hidden behind the words. Think about it. You send a text, then immediately read it back to yourself. It's not to fix a typo, it's to audit the vibe it creates. Your brain is constantly capturing tone, timing, and word choice, building multiple response scenarios all at once. It doesn't just shut down when the interaction ends. Why does a 5-minute conversation turn into a 30-minute replay in your head? It's because you're never truly done with an interaction. For you, nothing ends when it ends. You're not overthinking, you're over-processing without an off switch. And that's where the weight starts building. Not during the moment, but after it. Other people leave a conversation and simply move on. You leave and you carry it with you. You lie in bed, replaying a single sentence you said hours ago. You're brushing your teeth, but your mind is busy rewriting a dialogue that's already over. Your brain refuses to close the interaction loops. It stays open, trying to optimize what happened, leaving you exhausted without knowing why. Eventually, you start avoiding situations that require too much processing power. Because for you, nothing ever really ends. You don't just experience people, you process them long after they're gone. And that's when you start telling yourself a story. That you're just being selective. You say you don't like surface-level people. But that's not the full story, is it? You keep your answers short. You don't share too much, too soon. You observe for a long time before you even think about opening up. Your brain is constantly predicting how others might misinterpret you. So, you limit your exposure just to stay in control. But here's the cost. People can't see enough of you to actually connect with you. You've become the hard-to-read person you used to dislike. You tell yourself, they won't get it anyway. You call it having standards, but sometimes it's just control. And that control didn't come from nowhere. You learned it. There was a moment you stopped giving people the benefit of the doubt. You just didn't announce it to anyone. Maybe it was someone leaving when you needed them most, or a time you opened up and realized you chose the wrong person. Your nervous system recorded that inconsistency. Now, it scans for signs early on, just to make sure history doesn't repeat itself. You see the red flags before a connection even has a chance to form. You walk away before anyone gets the opportunity to truly understand you. You don't just remember people, you remember patterns. You're not hard to connect with. You just don't ignore the warning signs anymore. So the real question isn't why it's so hard for you to fit in. It's this. This was never about you being too much for people. It's about how much of yourself you hold back before they even get a chance to meet you. You're the one who notices everything but shows almost nothing. You don't struggle to connect. You struggle to stay unguarded long enough for connection to happen. So be honest. When you pull back, is it because they're not right for you? Or is it because you don't trust what happens if you stay? If you think this way too, there's more of this here. Not everyone missed you. Some people just never got past what you allowed them to see.